Hi, little crafters. It's Miss Lisa with the Crafty Corner. Go grab your craft supplies and come make a craft with me. Today, we are going to be making this lion puppet. As you know, there is a saying in March that says that March comes in like a lion and out like a lamb. And so today I thought the first time in March, we should make a lion. So come on down to the library and get your packet. In your packet, you're going to find a popsicle stick, a paper plate, and some orange and yellow construction paper. You will need a Sharpie, some glue, some scissors. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is cut out the lion's face. So we're going to take our yellow paper and take the paper plate. If you turn it upside down and grab a pencil and trace it all the way around the outside edge, just like that. Then you have the size of your paper plate. Now you probably don't need the exact full circle, so I'm going to cut just a little bit on the inside of that circle. As you know, on a paper plate, it's a little ridged on the edges, so it makes it hard to glue. So we'll just cut on the inside of that, my tracing here, just a little bit shorter than the whole paper plate. Throw your trash away when you're done with it. With the paper plate and your circle now cut, you're going to want to use your white glue, and you can see I've done a really pretty good job. You're going to press that down in there. So you're going to need a lot of glue to make it stick. So I'm going to take my white glue and I'm going to scribble it on the paper plate. Maybe a little bit more up here on the ridges, because paper doesn't really like to be, you know, up on an edge like that. They like to lay flat. It glues better that way. All right, so now that I have all that glue on there, I'm going to put my circle down and I'm going to press and press and press and press and hold and press, okay, until you may have to be holding it for a few seconds. Just keep pressing it all the way around that outside edge until it lays down flat. Okay, the next step would be to go ahead and draw in your lion's face. So for a lion, and I've got several books here about lions, lions have a nose, obviously, so we're going to have our nose in here, and I'm going to go ahead and shade it in. So a black Sharpie or a black marker or crayon will work just well for this. Okay, so here's our lion's nose. We're going to make his mouth, and we like to put freckles on cats. And of course, this is a big cat, so it needs some whiskers. Okay, and then we can make some eyes. Any kind of eyes you want. Circles within a circle is usually pretty easy. Then some ears above the eyes, which the easiest way is just to make this arc like this and make another little arc inside. And that's pretty much a cat. All right, but in order to make it look like a lion, we need all of that fur of that male lion. And so we have strips of paper. Now this is a very important step. You are going to have 8 strips of paper, and you're going to want to first of all cut them in half. So I'm going to take my paper and fold it in half and then cut it. So you'll have a total of 16 strips. So, and once you've cut it, we want to curl it. In order to curl it, one of the easiest ways is just to take your pencil and roll it and slide it out, and then you have a curl. And then what we're going to be doing is gluing that down. And let's just see if I can't do a couple curls at one time. So I've laid 3 pieces of paper on here. I'm going to roll it on my pencil, press it just a little bit, slide it out. And now we've got some more curls. And all the curls don't have to be the same, but just for the sake of time, I am going to roll several pieces of paper together. I'm sort of squeezing it so that the paper sort of stays curled up. Take the pencil out, and there we have our curl. So we're going to be laying this all the way around our lion. Let me do a couple more, and then I'll show you how we're going to glue it all in place. Now, the one book I brought here today, you might have seen it at the beginning, is called Dandelion by Don Freeman. And it's a funny story. It's about this wonderful lion. And he's going to a party and he tries to get all dressed up and he changes himself several times until he finally decides that just the way he was in the beginning was the best way. I guess I sort of made a spoiler alert there, but that is a really cool story about Dandelion. Okay, so now that I've got all my curls, we can also get we need our white glue, and we are going to glue all the way around. Now our puppet, a popsicle stick, is going to need to be here at the bottom. So I think I'm going to start right here. I'm going to put a pretty healthy amount of glue because, again, it is on the ridge of the paper plate, and well, actually what I had done before was even tab this just a little bit, and that's going to help it stay. So fold it in just a little bit, and you can see that it's going to glue there pretty well. So we're going to go all the way around the paper plate, gluing the fur of the lion. So take your paper and just give it a little tab there. Just press it back and then glue it down. Whoops, that one didn't want to stay. And you can always, after it dries, you can always re-curl it if you want it curled more. As you can see, they're coming up a little bit if I touch them. So it's best just to leave them alone until the glue dries. All right, let's go ahead and get all the way around his face. And at the library, we have several books about real lions. Okay, real lions are going to live in Africa, out in the wild. You can see lions at a zoo, and I'm sure some of you have gone to the Indianapolis or Cincinnati Zoo and seen a lion. Pretty large creatures, large cats. You never really would want to meet one, just out on its own. But why is the saying, in like a lion, out like a lamb? Does anybody know? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's because the weather in March can be pretty tricky. So at the beginning of March, it's still sort of like, winter. And so we might have some snow, have some wind and some ice. We don't know what's going to happen in March. That's why it's sort of like a lion. And then March usually ends sort of like a lamb, where it's quieter and more like spring. All right, so once I have all of my tabs in here, all of my fur for my lion. Okay, I'm starting to press a few of these down still because they're still sticking up. His fur is pretty crazy right now. All right. Trying not to mess him up too much. I'm going to squish his hair down. Because now what we need to do is put the popsicle stick in. And boys and girls, you know what? You probably really should have done this first. So I'm going to turn him over. Yep, and we lost some hair. I guess Miss Lisa didn't quite do it in the right order. But we're going to put some glue on the back here. And in order to make it stick for good, because, it's going to take a while for that glue to dry, I'm going to go ahead and tape that stick in place. And then, all right, guys, look, see, if you're watching this whole thing, go ahead and stop what you're doing and glue their stick back on, because that's probably, we should have done that prior than the hair. All right, so we've got all of our hair, we've got the stick, and we've made our puppet. And believe me, that hair is going to stay on him once you let it dry. So let me just actually hold up the other one I had made earlier. Here we go. So we got our little lion twins. This guy is not ready to be held up yet, but this is what it should look like when it's done. All right, boys and girls, thank you for joining me here at the Crafty Corner. I'm Miss Lisa for the Fayette County Public Library. Join me again next week for another awesome craft. Bye now.